Welcome to my channel. Today, we embark on an incredible journey back in time to ancient Egypt. For thousands of years, giant stone structures have stood tall in the desert sands, hiding secrets that modern scientists still cannot fully explain. In this special series, Learn English Through Story, Unsolved Mysteries of the Egyptian Pyramids, we will explore these ancient wonders while building your English vocabulary. Listen closely to the pronunciation and notice the tone markers to help you understand the emotion behind the words. Let us begin our adventure. The Great Stone Giants. Our story begins over 4,500 years ago in a land of golden sand and a wide flowing river called the Nile. Here, ancient people built the Great Pyramid of Giza. It stands so tall that for centuries it was the tallest human-made structure on Earth. Imagine millions of massive stone blocks piled perfectly on top of each other, reaching toward the sky. How did the ancient Egyptians build such a giant monument without modern trucks, cranes, or machinery? This is the first great mystery that captures our imagination. Let us look closer at the size of these stones to understand the problem. Each stone block weighs about 2.5 tons, and some weigh as much as 15 tons. To put that into perspective, one block weighs as much as an adult elephant. There are more than 2 million blocks in the Great Pyramid alone. How did workers move these heavy stones from faraway mountains to the desert? Some scientists think they used wooden sleds to drag the stones across wet sand, which made the sliding easier. However, moving millions of stones one by one would take a massive number of workers and many decades. As we listen to this story, let us focus on some useful vocabulary words. The word monument means a large structure built to remind us of a person or event. Massive means exceptionally large and heavy. Try to repeat these words out loud to practice your English pronunciation. Using these words in your daily life will help you speak more fluently and sound more natural. The mystery deepens when we look at the precision of the building. The 4 sides of the pyramid face almost perfectly north, south, east, and west. The accuracy is so high that it matches modern compasses almost exactly. How could ancient people align a giant mountain of stone with the stars so accurately without advanced telescopes? They must have possessed an incredible understanding of astronomy and mathematics. It makes us wonder if they had secrets that were lost to history over the centuries. Remember that the pyramids were not just empty piles of rock. They were built as final resting places or tombs for their kings, who were called pharaohs. The Egyptians believed that their kings would become gods in the afterlife, so they built these grand structures to protect their spirits forever. Yet, despite all this protection, when modern explorers finally entered the Great Pyramid, they found no mummies inside. The final resting place of the king was completely empty, creating another dark mystery for us to solve. The secret rooms and hidden doors. For many centuries, people believed they knew everything about the inside of the Great Pyramid. It has 3 known large chambers: the King's Chamber, the Queen's Chamber, and a dark room deep underground. But recently, modern scientists used cosmic rays,
particles from outer space, to look deep inside the stone walls without breaking them. What they discovered shocked the world: a massive hidden empty space right above the Grand Gallery. This secret room is over 100 feet long, and no human has entered it for thousands of years. Why did the ancient architects leave a giant empty space hidden inside the heavy stone structure? Some engineers believe it was designed to reduce the weight pressing down on the rooms below, preventing the pyramid from collapsing. But others believe it might contain ancient treasures, lost books, or the true body of the king. Think about how exciting it would be to find a secret door leading into a room that has been locked since the dawn of history. Every time we think we understand the pyramids, a new secret appears. Let us pause here to learn two important words from this section. Architect is a person who designs buildings and ensures they are safe and stable. Discover means to find something unexpected or something that was hidden before. Pay attention to how these words describe the work of scientists who study the past. Practice saying architect carefully, as the CH sound sounds like a K in this word. The mysteries do not stop with big empty rooms. There are also tiny secret tunnels. Inside the Queen's chamber, there are narrow shafts that lead deep into the solid stone walls. Scientists sent a small robot with a camera crawling up these tight tunnels to see where they lead. After driving for days, the robot came to a dead end, a small limestone door with two copper handles. Why would anyone build a door inside a tunnel that is too small for any human to fit through? Years later, scientists sent a newer robot with a tiny drill and an extra camera to look through a small hole in the door. To their surprise, behind the first door was another small space, followed by a second closed stone door. It felt as if the ancient builders were playing a game of hide and seek across thousands of years. What are they trying so hard to protect from us? One day, new technology might allow us to see past the second door and finally find the truth. The magic of the stars. When you stand in front of the pyramids at night and look up, you will see a breathtaking sky full of bright stars. The ancient Egyptians were masters of the night sky, and they connected their giant buildings directly to the stars above. Many scientists believe that the layout of the three main pyramids at Giza exactly matches the three bright stars in the belt of the constellation Orion. In ancient Egyptian religion, Orion was the symbol of Osiris, the god of rebirth and the afterlife. This theory suggests that the pyramids were not placed randomly on the desert floor. Instead, the builders created a map of the heavens right on the ground. By matching the earth to the stars, they believed they were creating a magical connection that would help the pharaoh's soul travel safely to the stars after death. To achieve this alignment, the builders had to measure distances with absolute perfection across miles of desert sand. How could they manage such a vast project without modern maps or aerial views? Let us check our vocabulary to enhance our English learning experience. Constellation means a group of stars that forms a recognizable shape or pattern in the sky. Alignment means arranging things in a straight line or in correct relative positions. These words are useful when discussing science, space, and history. Try to create a simple sentence using the word alignment today. The connection to the stars goes even deeper into the pyramid structures.
The narrow shafts that rise from the king's and queen's chambers point directly to specific stars in the night sky, including Orion and Sirius. Some historians believe these shafts were not for ventilation or air, but were spiritual highways for the king's soul. They were paths designed to launch the spirit of the dead king directly into the heart of the eternal stars. It is amazing to realize that these giant stones were built with both physical strength and spiritual meaning. Did the Egyptians possess special mathematical formulas that we do not understand today? Some researchers argue that the measurements of the Great Pyramid contain mathematical constants like pi and the golden ratio long before they were officially discovered by later civilizations. Whether this was intentional or a beautiful coincidence remains one of the most debated mysteries of the ancient world. The legend of the lost tools. If you want to cut a hard stone today, you would use a diamond saw or a powerful electric machine. But the ancient Egyptians lived in the Bronze Age, long before anyone discovered iron or steel. Their strongest metal tools were made of copper, which is a soft metal that bends easily when it hits hard rock. Yet the inner rooms of the Great Pyramid are made of solid granite, one of the hardest stones in the world. How did they cut granite with soft copper? Let us look at the marks left behind on the stone to find a clue. If you look closely at the ancient granite blocks, you can see clean lines and deep drill holes. Analysis. Some experts believe workers used copper saws combined with sharp quartz sand. The sand would act like sandpaper, slowly grinding away the hard rock over many hours of difficult labor. This method works, but it requires an enormous amount of patience and millions of hours of non-stop scrubbing. Let us focus on two essential vocabulary words from this chapter. Patience means the ability to stay calm and accept a delay or hardship without getting angry. Method means a specific way of doing something, especially a systematic or regular plan. Remember to use method when you explain how you study English or solve a problem. You are doing a wonderful job staying focused on this deep historical text. While the sand method explains some cuts, it does not explain the speed and perfection found on many stones. Some cuts are so smooth that they look like they were made with a modern laser. This has led to many unusual theories over the years. Some people jokingly wonder if the builders had access to advanced technology that disappeared, or if they used magical sound vibrations to melt the stone like butter. Seriously, while these ideas sound like science fiction, they show how difficult it is for modern science to explain the physical evidence. Reflectively, the truth is likely found in the incredible skill of the ancient artisans. Informatively, they spent their entire lives learning how to understand the nature of stone, passing their secrets down from father to son. Admiringly, their hands and eyes were so well trained that they could feel errors that modern machines can barely measure. Remember, the lost tools of Egypt might not be made of strange metals, but might simply be the lost knowledge of ultimate human craftsmanship. The curse of the Pharaohs. For hundreds of years, scary legends have surrounded the royal tombs of Egypt. The most famous story involves the opening of King Tutankhamun's tomb in the year 1922. Rumors spread that the builders wrote a magical curse on the walls to punish anyone who dared to disturb the peaceful sleep of the dead king. Not long after the tomb was opened, the man who funded the excavation fell ill and died from a strange infection. Newspapers around the world immediately blamed the curse of the Pharaohs for his sudden death. Stories grew wilder, claiming that lights went out across the city of Cairo and that the archaeologist's dog died at the exact same moment, far away in England. Scientists, however, offer a much more realistic explanation. They think ancient tombs can trap dangerous molds, bacteria, or toxic dust inside for thousands of years. When an explorer breathes in this ancient air, they can get very sick, especially if their body is already weak. Let us take a short break to look at our new English vocabulary words. Curse means a solemn utterance intended to invoke a supernatural power to inflict harm or punishment on someone. Disturb means to interrupt the quiet, peace, or position of something. Use the word disturb gently when you ask someone not to bother you while you study your English lessons. Even though science points to dust and mold, the legend of the curse remains alive in books and movies. It makes us ask a deeper question. Why are we so attracted to these spooky stories? Perhaps it is because the pyramids represent a world of magic and gods that feels completely different from our modern lives. The ancient Egyptians cared deeply about the dignity of death, and the idea of a curse reminds us to respect their memory rather than treating their graves as simple treasure hunts. Today, millions of tourists visit Egypt every year without experiencing any magical harm. They walk through the ancient halls with awe and wonder, amazed by the beauty that has survived for millennia. The real curse would be to forget the incredible achievements of these ancient builders. By studying their history and learning their stories, we keep their memory alive and honor the hard work they left behind.
The unfinished story. We have traveled through the grand history, the secret rooms, the alignment of the stars, and the legends of the pyramids. Yet, after all these centuries of study, we still do not have a single definitive answer to how or why they were built with such extreme perfection. Every new discovery shows us that the ancient Egyptians were far more intelligent and advanced than we previously believed. The story of the pyramids is far from finished. Today, teams of international scientists continue to study the Giza Plateau using advanced technology like ground radar, satellites, and artificial intelligence. They are scanning the ground to find hidden tunnels and buried towns where the workers used to live. Every year, the dry desert sand reveals new secrets, like ancient diaries written on papyrus scrolls that describe how workers transported stone along canals. These pieces of evidence help us reconstruct the daily lives of the real people who built these giants. Let us review our final two vocabulary words to complete our lesson. Definitive means a conclusion that is final, certain, and cannot be argued against. Evidence means the available body of facts or information indicating whether a belief or proposition is true or valid. Finding evidence is key when you write an essay or practice your logical thinking in English. Congratulations! You have learned many advanced words today. The mysteries of the pyramids remind us that human potential is truly limitless. Long before modern technology existed, humans achieved the impossible through teamwork, intelligence, and sheer determination. When you face a difficult task, like mastering a new language, think of the pyramids.
Small steps taken consistently day after day can eventually build something magnificent that lasts a lifetime. Thank you for joining me on this historical journey through the unsolved mysteries of Egypt. If you enjoyed this story and want to continue improving your English vocabulary, remember to like this video, leave a comment with your favorite mystery, and subscribe to the channel. Keep practicing your English, stay curious about the world, and I will see you in our next story adventure.